Welcome to the first episode of the Suited to Serve podcast. Thank you all for joining me. One of the goals that I wanted to accomplish with my podcast and my platform is to bring talented individuals that I know in the community, people who are skilled, people who are smart, people who can add value and educate you on whatever their expertise is. And today I'm so thankful, so lucky to have Dr. Erica McCormick here.
Yes, thank you
Hey
for having me.
Erica,
Well,
how you
hello.
doing?
Good.
Welcome. Before we get too deep
Good.
into
Okay.
what you do, I want to ask you a question. So you told me that your favorite genre of music is R&B. Give me your top 5 R&B artists right now. Go.
Yes. Newer R&B artists I like, I would say like Trey Songz,
Okay.
Chris Brown, some of
Sugar.
the current modern
Breezy.
day artists. But
Uh-huh.
old school, like your Frankie Beverly and Mays, your Patti
Really?
LaBelle,
So you taking it. Yeah,
Temptations,
you taking
yeah,
it
Michael
back.
Jackson.
Temptations. Wait a minute
That's a
now.
group.
I know, but come on now. And how old are we?
Yes. How old am I?
Yes.
I'm 33.
So you 33 and Temptations is one of your favorites.
Yes. I grew up, my grandmother played it every single day. The Temptations movie and the Tina Turner movie. What's Love Got to Do with it? Every single day.
That's pretty impressive.
Oh,
And that's very broad. Like you
it
went
is.
from
It is.
Trey Songz to the Temptations, like that's
Look,
that's night and
right.
day. But
Some
that's
Patti
dope.
LaBelle in there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. Tell the people a little bit about what you do.
Of course. So I
Hmm.
am Dr. McCormick, the owner of Abundant Living Consulting Corp, as well as all 9 of its subsidiaries. So in total, I have 10 businesses. But the bulk of what I do is I'm a business coach, a master coach, a tax school owner, and a tax firm owner. So I help people to grow and scale their businesses for current and aspiring entrepreneurs.
Wow. That's a lot.
It
That's
is.
heavy. How long you been in that field?
Collectively, probably about 13 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what is the biggest lesson that you learned in your field when it comes to credit?
Personal or business?
Both. Give us a little
Both.
bit of both.
Um, For me, I would say to answer both, since it is kind of a double-edged sword, there
Mm-hmm.
is good financial habits. Because
Mm,
how you manage your personal finances is also how you're going to manage your business finances. So a
right.
lot of my clients that come to me that have personal credit issues always start there and teach them proper and healthy financial habits. That way it doesn't spill over into their business accounting.
So you had to be like really comfortable with numbers to get into the field that you
Oh, I've
kind
been in
of.
school for a long time. So,
Yeah. So
yeah.
as far as your degrees and stuff, what do you have?
I have 13 total, and I'm finishing my second PhD now. So I have
Listen,
about
she
12 credits
qualified.
left.
She qualified for whatever you need. She knows it. So your business. How long have you been operating again?
In North Carolina under ALCC
Hmm.
for 3 years, but in the field total 13 years.
Wow. Nice,
Yeah.
nice. And what do you get? Like, what does this do for you personally? Like, do you just enjoy the idea of helping people establish their business? Like,
Right,
what is your drive?
right,
What is
right.
your reason why you get up and go to the office
Of course. So my first love was psychology. That was my first degree. I
every day?
started out as an MFT, so I did marriage and family therapy, worked with deployed soldiers. Counseling was my first love. And then with my other degrees, I went to law school, I studied finance. So ALCC really kind of puts everything together in what I do because although I no longer work as a counselor, as a therapist, I still counsel and coach clients.
Nice.
So I got my life coaching certification. That's really my passion is working, counseling, and coaching. So I
Hmm.
was able to really take everything that I studied from an educational perspective and put that all into one brand, which is
Gotcha.
Abundant Living. But the greatest thing about our business and what we do is that the foundation is education. That's the
Mm,
biggest thing for me, which is why I have a business center, 2 professional venues here in Fayetteville. But the biggest thing is taking the education, bringing it back to the community. That is really the biggest thing because everybody doesn't have access to go to college. Everybody doesn't have resources or means to go to school to get the education. So if we can bring that back to the community, give that to the people. I teach workshops, really educating, and the community give back and impact is the biggest part for me.
that's super dope. Hey, give the people your social medias
Sure. So
so they
our
can follow you.
of course, our website is abundantlivingcc.org. And then I'm really big on social media. So my Facebook is just Dr. Erica McCormick.
Not only are you a boss, you are a mother
Yeah,
of
I
one.
am. I am.
How
One
is your
and done.
daughter?
She's 6.
Wow. So what's
She's
life like
6.
raising a little girl? Single mother?
Yes.
Got you. Got
Yes.
you. Talk to me about your daughter.
Yep, she's 6 years old. She is
Mm-hmm.
definitely my why, the reason why I do everything that I do. But when I had my daughter, she was a preemie. So I had her at 27
Okay.
weeks. She was 1 pound. She was in NICU for 3 months. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
really big on preemie babies and really kind of educating and giving back in the community in that way. But when I had her, I remember laying on that bed, being on my deathbed, giving birth. And I was like, God, if you let my baby live, I promise that I will teach her generational wealth and present a table before her. So I've done that. A lot of people that follow me on social media know my daughter's story, but
Mm-hmm.
to kind of put that in a synopsis, I really take everything that I did and started pouring it into her. So when she turned 2, she got her first LLC. When she turned 3, she got her IRA. At 4, she bought her first home. 5, she got her trust, and then when she turned 6, she got her land
Listen,
downtown.
she, it sounds
So
like she doing better than me. I'm a little, I'm a little jealous. Like, man, you really set
yeah,
her up. Like, that's
yeah.
extremely impressive. So, what is it like raising her, and being a single parent? Like, what's your co-parenting situation like? Like, talk to me a little bit
Yeah,
about that. Like,
co-parents can be challenging,
yeah, what's the biggest
especially for
challenge?
single moms. I think communication, work-life balance, entrepreneurship is different being an entrepreneur and a single mom. Like there's a
Mm,
lot of single mothers out there, unfortunately. However, as an entrepreneur, we don't work a typical 9 to 5. So juggling that with a child and being a single parent with life, business, like people ask me all the time, when are you going to lunch? I don't know. Like
yeah,
there is no
whenever
scheduled
I get a
lunch break,
chance.
right?
Yeah.
So balancing that with a child and her extracurricular activities, it can be challenging, but
Mm-hmm.
as single moms, they say we wear imaginary superhero cape, so we get
Mm-hmm.
it done.
Nah, that's super dope. Like, and I'm pretty sure your daughter is watching you and, aspires to be the kind of woman her mom is. So, with you being the boss you are and operating all these services and businesses and a single mom, how was your dating life like? Like, normally you can tell when a woman is single based on how she posts on
Mm-hmm.
social media. Like, you could tell
Mm-hmm.
when a woman ain't got no man.
Mm-hmm.
But I really can't catch a post for you. So what's up with your dating life?
I'm really good at separating church and state, but
Mm,
dating for entrepreneurs is hard.
what's up?
It's hard. As a female, I can of course only speak from a woman's perspective,
Sure.
but I always get the you're intimidating conversation, which
Suckers.
right, and it's a gut punch for women because it's like for me anyway, Dr. McCormick is my title. That's
Mm,
my job. That's what pays the bills. But there are several layers to me. And I feel like a lot of people get hung up on Dr. McCormick, right?
yeah.
Of who they meet. But Dr. McCormick stays at the office. When I
Mm,
leave the office, Dr. McCormick stays there. So I don't think it's all men, right? But a
yeah.
lot of men find female entrepreneurs to be intimidated in today's world. So it makes it challenging for females in the dating world from my perspective.
Nah, I mean, I definitely understand that. I think it's a confidence thing with men. I think a lot of men, um, they hang their hat on being able to provide for a woman because they don't have nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right.
they want a woman to need them to a certain
Yeah.
degree. So when you a boss and you don't need a man for nothing, and you got 2 or 3 cars yourself, and you got a house yourself, like, he like, well, what value do I add? When there's plenty
Mhm.
of opportunity. Listen, fellas, it's
Right.
okay for your woman to make more money than you. Like, I think that's a misconception. Like, if your woman make more money than you, I don't view that as a bad thing. But I think men allow ego and pride to talk them out of a potentially good woman because she has a great career and she's established herself.
I agree with that. And I
Yeah.
think for me, I consider myself a different caliber of female. And I don't like when I see men only hold value in their wallet because there's so
Hmm.
much more that a man can provide. Like when these women nowadays are on this independent kick or I don't need a man, I sit
Hmm.
that conversation out because I want to need mine.
Right.
Like I want to need, my men, they want to do everything on themselves. But I tell women, especially the women that I mentor, I've never met a female who woke up and said, oh, I can't wait to be a single mom. Like no woman wants to operate in masculine energy at
Hmm.
all. Not that I've
Hmm.
ever met. But for me, anything that a man ever gives me, I will duplicate. So
Hmm.
finances and monetary value don't matter to me because if he's not where he wants to be, if I'm in his life, it's going to be 10x instantly.
Mm.
So I think it's all about mindset too. A lot of women have this list of a man that they want. If he don't have all of these things, they can't talk to him. But it's like, no,
I'm sick of
everybody's
these
not
lists.
right.
I'm sick of these lists, man.
And half the people don't have the things that they require. So you asking for a man that has a home and makes six figures, but you yourself don't make six figures.
Right.
So it's like I don't like that. I'm like, if you see somebody that has potential, that has drive, that knows what they want, like I
Mm-hmm.
tell people all the time, I don't care what a man drives, I care what drives him.
Mm-hmm.
That's bigger for me. I don't care where he lives, but what lives inside of him. So I think it's a
You about to
mindset
get
thing.
wiped up. You about to get wiped up. Like somebody see this, like, nah, I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
Like I feel like social media has really kind of contaminated, the idea of what dating is supposed to
Yes.
be,
Yes.
and what partnership is supposed to be. It's just so transactional now.
Terrible.
It's almost like women requiring men to, you see the videos with, $30 ain't enough for lunch, and
The Cheesecake Factory. That is so crazy.
like
Like,
what? It's
who's
the
getting it?
quality
Right.
time. It's the
Right.
thought
Right.
behind the $30. Like he knew
Right.
you had to eat. He sent you. You two caught up on the dollar amount.
Right.
Like it just, ugh,
I think people are too focused on the monetary. Like, go
it's
to the park.
deflating.
Like, the things that I value are free. Like, it's about the time that's there. It doesn't matter how much we can go to the park. That's free. Like, we can go do different things. The money to me doesn't matter. Money is a resource and a tool. And
Right.
I teach that to my clients. Like, if you spend the money, okay, let's go get some more money. Like, we all
Listen,
need money, right?
that
Yeah.
motto is
Yeah.
ruining my life.
Yeah.
Like, cause I spend money, and I be like, I'm
Crazy.
gonna just go get it back.
Go get
But
some
I
more. Yeah.
I can't live my life like I'm. I'm gonna be working the rest of my life with that idea.
Well, not necessarily. Like, one of the biggest things that I teach is making sure that all your money has a job. So I operate
Mm.
on a zero
What do you mean
based
by that?
budget. So I teach zero based budgeting to my
Okay.
clients, and that's what I use in my personal and in my business. So it doesn't mean that at the end of the month you have $0. It means that you budget down to $0. So all of your money has a job, whether it's an investment, but
Mm.
all money should be working. All money should be making money,
Mm-hmm.
right? So whether it's in a high yield savings account, right? If it's in a money market account, is it an
Mm-hmm.
investment? Is it an IRA? Or you have the right financial products?
Mm-hmm.
That type of thing. So
That's
multiple
what's up.
streams.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, you just taught me something, like
Yeah.
for real. Cause I'm a, I'm a spend it, and then in my mind, I'm like, listen, go get
Yeah.
it back.
Yeah.
But I also feel like I'm just kind of running into a wall doing that. Like the
Right.
cycle never ends with that. But no, you definitely gave me something to think about for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. As long as the go get it is coming back in multiple streams to where
Mm.
it's not a single stream. Because if it's gone out of one stream, okay, now let's go get it back from this other stream. Now we got 4 to 5 different streams of income coming in. They said
Mm-hmm.
the average millionaire has 7 streams of income.
Mm-hmm.
So making sure that all of those streams are turned on.
I got a few more streams I gotta get flowing.
Yeah, that's more right. And passive income is the key. You
Yeah,
make money and sleep.
yeah, for sure,
That's
for sure.
that's it.
No, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. So what are you looking for in a man? Like, what are some of your qualities that really stand out to you in a
Right.
gentleman that could possibly catch your attention?
Of course. Like I said before, I was raised by my grandparents. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm really big on not necessarily tradition, but there are some traditional elements to courting, as they used to say, right?
Sure.
Like chivalry is very important to me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, having a man who knows how to lead appropriately. I like to be in my femininity. Like I
Mm-hmm.
like to be soft and operate from a feminine standpoint. So having a man that opens the door and just does those type of things, treats you with the utmost respect and honors you as a woman, as a queen, and him as your king being the head is very important to me.
So, like, I hear women say stuff like that all the time. Like, that just sounds so basic.
They really
I'm
don't.
not understanding.
No, they don't. They really don't.
Like I hear women say, "I just want a man to open the door." I'm like, what?
Right.
Like, that's
That guy,
unfortunate. So
that
let me ask you:
guy.
you go on a date with a guy tonight, and he don't open your door for you. Is that it,
What?
or was you?
Why? Like I'm at a place in my life where for me, I don't want to teach a man how to treat me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like
We too old.
right,
I'm
like
too old.
look,
You.
I'm definitely too old for that.
Stop it,
They
Erica.
can
You
do that,
30
but
kids.
I don't. I don't date people my age. I don't feel like I have anything in common with them. So I've always dated older. But one of the biggest things for me is that I'm not in an era where I want to teach a man how to treat me. Like
Sure.
either you know or you don't. I just feel like if I wanted a son, I would have birthed one, right? So
Mm.
for me, it's just like, and I don't feel like a man should have to tell me how he deserves to be treated.
I think there's I get the premise of what you're saying, but I do think you do have to coach people on how to treat you a little bit.
I mean, when that comes in getting to know a person,
Sure,
right? Like as you
yeah,
get to know them, their likes,
but
their
we're just talking about
desires.
basic entry
Right, right,
level requirements to
right,
even get my time or my attention. Type,
right.
gotcha.
But if
Okay,
a man don't open the door for me, like this just it just don't sit right with me because I have a daughter, so I
yeah,
want her to
yeah,
see how a man treats her
for
mother and
sure,
what that standard should look like for her. But for me, it's always if a man treats me well, I'm gonna treat him better. Like
for sure.
that's just me.
Shameless plug. Suited to serve. Go to my website. I am an image consultant. I can show you how to treat a lady on a date. We can walk through it together, my brothers. Okay, back to
And they
you.
need that seriously.
Right.
That's a
That's
good
that's why I
service.
started my service.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
a lot of men, didn't grow up with fathers or have those role models to
Hmm.
teach them. So some of them, it's not their fault,
Right.
right? However, what I always tell my nephew and my brothers is you have a sister, you have a mother. How would you want a man to treat me on a date? And I told my little brother that as he started dating, and I'm like, how would you want a man to
No,
treat me
that's
on a
good.
date? Treat that woman the
That's
same way
good.
you would want them to treat me.
That's good.
Or if mama went on a date, how would you want her to be treated? How would you want her to be respected? Something to keep that in the back of his mind as you are entertaining and dating this young lady.
Hmm.
Treat her how you would want me to be treated on a
No,
date.
for sure, for sure. I think and I agree with everything you just said. But I think a lot of the music that we listen to has contaminated
Yeah,
the minds of people. I'm not even gonna say the youth because there's
yeah,
some adults that
yeah,
they think,
yeah.
and I think the women that don't require a lot, as far as like, I don't want to say, I don't want to say the garden tool,
Mm-hmm.
but the easy women,
Mm-hmm.
like they don't require a lot. So when you meet a woman such as yourself that is very elegant, um, and knows what she's want and knows what she expects from a man, like now he got to tap into something that he ain't had to tap into because he been dealing with hood rats.
Hey,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
that's true. Like it's funny you said that because my older cousin told me that. He said it's gonna be hard for you with
Yeah,
dating. He said because I know what you want. You want something of substance and of value. He's
yeah.
like, but there's so many women out here that don't require that.
And I feel like this with a transactional of what we were saying earlier, it kind of comes into play because like women are so caught up on how much money you make and cash at me for my babysitter, cash at me for the Uber. Like chivalry kind of goes out the window because I'm
Really,
sending you all my money. Now I don't feel like I gotta do that stuff.
women ask for money that forward?
Listen, not me. Listen, I always say women know who the suckers be. Because I've never like when I see some of the stuff that people post on social media about their experiences with women, like I'd be like, ain't no way.
Wow.
Like I'm never leading with money.
Right, right,
I'm never leading with money.
right.
Like because now I have to maintain that throughout the duration of my interactions with
Mm-hmm,
you.
mm-hmm.
I work too hard for my money
Right,
to just give it to you for
right,
what?
right,
Vagina?
right. They
Like,
got
no.
apps for that, right?
Yeah, like that's super easy. Like, no. Like, I'm just not that guy. But there's some guys that they have to, I guess. I don't know.
Wow. Yeah.
But yeah, women know who the suckers be.
I seen a post about that a guy had posted. I guess he's dating and he was like, it's funny how you meet a woman and in 2 days now her light bill is due. And I'm like, how would you pay the light bill before though? Like I
Right.
don't get it. And just as women, I hate that because it puts such a negative connotation on single women.
But my thing is, what made her feel comfortable coming to you about her light bill after
Yeah.
2 days? Like,
Right. Don't even know his middle name.
don't like what kind of vibe was you giving
Right.
off to her
Right.
to where she felt like you was gonna save her?
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
And they got resources for that. Like I can drop links. We got plenty of resources in the
Mm-hmm.
community, right? So it's just
Mm-hmm.
like to go to a man asking for that and then get upset when he treats you a certain way, right? When you're coming at him as though it is transactional. Like, so Yeah, I just feel like a lot, and I'm a girl's girl, but I
Hmm.
get a lot of women are always like, "Whose side are you on?" I'm like, I don't really pick a side. I just think
You're on the
right is
side of
right
right.
and
Yeah,
wrong is
you're on the
wrong.
side of right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but
Exactly.
yeah,
And I think that like even with the transactional dating, like women still the conversation of they want a man to provide their needs and things like that. Like I feel like that's very risky. Like there's a side of that I don't think women really see the whole picture on. Like I think every woman I see so many posts about if you want a woman to be feminine, you have to take her out of her masculine
yeah,
state or things like that. And that's basically saying, come pay all my bills.
yeah,
That's really what that's saying. But
yeah.
the other side of that is like, do you really know what comes with a man paying all your bills? Like
Right.
there's a certain level of control
Hmm.
that he now feels obligated to over
Right.
you
Right.
because he's providing. You know, there's a certain level of manipulation
Right.
that now he has over you because you rely on him.
Hmm.
And I just think a lot of women don't necessarily consider that when they seeking their desires of being taken care of.
Right.
Like I don't care if I'm a millionaire. Like I still want my woman to have a hustle.
Right. Of
You know
course,
what I
as you
mean?
should. Yeah.
Like I want her to be doing something she loves to do,
Hmm.
something she's enjoying, but I don't want her just relying on me for
Just
everything. Like
sitting by.
I'm
Yeah.
if I'm a millionaire, I'm gonna give you money. I'm gonna give you startup money,
Right.
and you go make it happen for yourself. You know
Right.
what I mean? And I'm
Right.
here.
Right.
I'm here for you, but I don't want a woman that's just don't have nothing going on about
That's
herself.
dead weight. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, but I feel like a lot of women say they want a man to provide and to protect, but it's like, what are you doing to ensure that he can do all those things?
Mm.
What type of safe place are you
Mm.
providing, right, for him to be able
Mm.
to do that? And it's like, okay, if he is providing financially, how are you supporting his business and his
Mm-hmm.
financial streams? How are you adding value to his finances to increase them to make sure he can continue to maintain that financial stability? Or if you
Talk to
want him
him.
to protect, like, black men are already born with a target on their back. No
Mm-hmm.
man wants to come home and argue. That's why the bars and the strip club are so full because so many men don't want to go home.
They don't.
Are you providing a safe place? If the
Mm-hmm.
man works outside the home, are you greeting him with his lunch pack? Like no man that works outside the home tries to pack his own lunch. Like so, it's so many things these women don't do, but they complain about. They want a man to provide and protect. But what are you doing as his queen to ensure that he has all the tools necessary to be able to do that?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of lack there on that. It's like,
No, you
yeah.
talking. You talking. I think another thing that I've discovered is like there's a such thing as being turned on financially. Like
Mhm.
some women make you want to do stuff for them. Some women, like especially if you got a woman that's about her business, she go to work, she working hard, she don't ask you for nothing. You want to do stuff for her. It's these hood rats, whatever.
The ones with the light bill.
I'm trying to exactly. I'm trying to be be nice with it, but also
Right.
paint a very accurate picture.
Correct.
But it's these women that come in needing
Yeah.
that they don't turn you on financially. Like
Right.
that's a real thing. Like
Yeah.
being turned on financially
Right.
is a real thing for a man.
Right.
Like, and if it don't come natural, like if he just don't want to do it, you don't turn him on financially, and you need to discover like whatever it is about you that he don't find financially attractive.
You dropping gems because I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a
I
real
didn't know
thing.
that. Okay.
That's a real thing.
Hmm.
I think men are attracted to women that have something going on for themselves. And I think if a man is in a position to help you and he see you trying to get it, because as men, most of us, and I'm not speaking for all because I know there's some bums out there, but most of us, we want to provide and we want to protect our woman
Hmm.
and we want to make life easier for her. Like I'm a selfish lover because I want to make my woman's life as easy as possible so she can be more for me.
Wow. Look, you gonna get flued out. Better stop.
Nah, seriously. Like I don't want my woman stressed because
Right.
when she come home, I want her attention.
Wow.
And I
That's
need her
deep.
to be the softness that I need. I need
Right.
her to be the calm for me.
Wow.
So what you got going on that I could take off your plate?
Wow. Yeah. That's deep.
That's the kind of man I believe I want to believe most men are. At least the type of men that I associate with. Like that's their character. Like we want our woman to be as less stressed as possible. You know what I mean? Because the less stressed you are, the better partner you are. If you stressing because you fighting battles out in the world, you got things coming up hitting you left and right, you can't be the best for me.
That's true.
It's really selfish
Yeah.
reasons. Like I'm gonna help you, I'm gonna hold you down because I need you in emotional shape for me,
Right.
you
Right.
know? So
Having a partner that when you don't have, 80-20, or if you 70-30,
for
whatever you don't
sure.
have, that they can fill those voids of where you
Listen,
lack. Yeah.
you could have 30, I dated a woman one time and I would tell her, like, listen, if you work at Burger King, you should be trying to be the manager. You should be trying to be the district manager. Like, in the picture I was trying to paint to her is like, I'm attracted to a woman that is grinding for
Right.
better
Right.
in whatever you do. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I don't need my woman to make $100,000. Like,
Right.
when has a man ever cared about what a woman makes? We just want to see you doing something for
Mhm.
yourself.
Mhm.
Like, that's attractive.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of women really, this generation is just so much on, take me out of my masculinity that they don't want to do nothing.
Right. Lazy.
It's it's an excuse for them to be lazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But and they always talk about, I want a man to love me like my grandpa and my grandma. Listen, your grandpa had another family across town.
Right. And then Granny was having 9, 10 kids back then too.
Exactly.
Like,
Like,
yeah.
there's a lot that your
Yeah.
grandparents kept away from you
Yeah.
that they just displayed in front of y'all because they wanted y'all to see a good structure. But they had some shit too.
They did. There just was no social media back then,
Thank
right?
you.
And a
Thank you.
different mindset. Like, one of the things my grandparents always instilled in me is, he said that when something is broken, you fix it. You don't throw it away.
Mm.
So a lot of people nowadays don't have that mindset. Like, if the button break on your jeans, we throw them away, But some
But
things can't be repaired,
right.
right? But sometimes, they have one argument is, oh, I'm gonna go get me a new guy, where they start cheating or use an argument as a reason for infidelity, and it's like,
Mm.
no, like, just because you have one bad moment doesn't mean the man or the woman is bad or the relationship is bad. Like, everybody's not gonna have a great day every day,
Sure. I agree with that.
So
So let me ask you, how much grace do you extend? Like, when is enough enough?
I think it depends on the situation, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
infidelity for me is a deal breaker,
Mm-hmm.
but I know some women, especially when I was in MFT, that have been able to work through that. I'm just not one of those type of
Sure.
women. However, I feel like it's different. Like, if you're dating a man that works in corporate America versus an entrepreneur, there's going to be different challenges with different people in different
But I'm
circumstances.
speaking more about character, not necessarily
Right.
profession. Like, you're in a relationship with somebody, like you just said, sometimes it ain't, you don't just throw it away because it's broken.
Mm-hmm.
You fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that concept. But I think the part that becomes kind of unclear is like, how much do you stay and tolerate? You know what I mean?
Right.
How much do you put up with somebody else's shit?
Right. No, that's
You know
true.
what I mean?
That's true.
Like, whether it's like cheating is your trauma, I get
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Some people it may be finances, some people it
Right.
may be family structure. You know what I mean? Like, we all
Mm-hmm.
have our things that our non-negotiables.
Right.
But it's just more so of like, I think the part that is unclear is just like, when do you throw in the towel?
I think communication is the answer to that. Like, if you tell a person, you have those candid conversations and open conversations, as you should be able to in a relationship, like, hey, I don't like this, or
Mm-hmm.
when you do this, it makes me feel like this. If that person does not begin to make the necessary
Mm-hmm.
adjustments
There we go.
in terms of the things that you're asking, that you're needing, or voids that you're experiencing, then that's when, because that's not a person that values you.
Mm.
Because a person that values you, if I'm telling you this hurts me when you do this, or when you do
Mm-hmm.
this, it makes me feel this way, and you don't make any changes to course correct, that lets me know that you don't value me or my needs, and vice versa. It should be both ways. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if you let a person know and they don't make necessary changes, yeah, then that's
Do you believe men or women love harder? Like, which gender do you believe loves the hardest when they're in a relationship?
Um, I think men and women are wired differently. Women are
Agreed.
definitely much more emotional creatures than men.
Mm-hmm.
However, men value respect the way that women
For sure.
value love.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of women don't understand that. Like, respect to a man is how we perceive love. and the way we want to feel loved and adored and feel wanted. Men want to feel that too, but respect trumps all of that for a man. So understanding that we're all wired differently and that we receive things differently. Like where women, we want, the physical touch and, the affection and things like that. Not saying men don't want that too, but men want to be respected. They want their woman to submit naturally. They want to be able to feel empowered, be affirmed, be validated. So I think that men and women love differently.
Definitely. I agree with all that. Yeah. I would have to say I think men love harder though. Really? I think women love faster. Really? And men, once we do fall in love with our woman, we in there. Because who else would get married and know that if it don't work, they're gonna lose everything and do it
anyway? Lose everything in terms of
just like if a man gets married and it doesn't work out for whatever the reason, and they go through court, and now she's getting alimony and she's getting child support, and like he's literally lost everything. That's love that even makes a man put himself in that position. Like I think marriage is the only contract that men go into leading with emotions.
Wow. I believe in prenups, so
okay. There we go. There we go.
I ever get married again, and I have no issue signing a prenup.
But why would you get offended when that's brought up? I feel like that's a red flag.
I think men and women get offended whenever prenuptials are brought up if their intentions are not in the right place.
Exactly.
Because if your intentions are pure and you're with me for me and you're not marrying me with the connotation of us separating or you taking anything,
exactly,
you have no issue with a prenup.
Exactly.
Which is why I would sign one if I get married, because I know I'm there for my man. And I don't envision us separating, right? I'm not going into it with a negative mindset of like, oh, when we break up, like, no, this is it. Like, we're going to be together, but knowing that he has that financial security and I have that financial security, that if we do have irreconcilable differences, that I'm not taking anything from you and you're not taking anything from me.
Right.
But it's like, if you love a person, why would you want to hurt them that deeply anyway? Right. And try to strip them of everything if you really genuinely love that person.
For sure.
When people get upset about the prenup, that's instantly a red flag for me, because I'm like, your intentions ain't right.
I feel like that's why it's important to date people that have their own shit.
Yeah.
Like you can't date somebody and then try to marry them and you've been taking care of them the whole duration. Right. Like if you ain't got no place that I can come over sometime, like you always want to come over my house. Listen, what we doing? What we doing?
At your mama
crib. Yeah, like what we doing? Come on now. Like I like you ain't got no car? Like, come on. Yeah. What we doing? Like I just feel like at this age, stuff we gotta eliminate stuff. I think some people get caught up on attraction and be locked in to a beautiful bum.
Yeah, that physicality is something else.
Right.
But I think when you with someone that you're equally yoked, if you have two people that have their own things set up and already together, if you put them two together, like the things they could do, endless.
Oh, man.
And that's when it creates something beautiful.
For
like
sure.
The generational wealth that be created, the mindset, the businesses blossoming. If two people that are both equally yoked, financially sound, even if you're not 100% where you want to be on either side, but then both coming together that have built solid foundations independently, can move mountains together.
You want to get married again?
I would. I do.
Why? What if you met a dude that loved you the way you needed to be loved, supported you the way you needed to be supported? He was that guy. He was him. But he didn't want to get married.
I'm cool with it. So when I say I want to get married, it's not like a deal breaker for me, like I have to get married. I don't really like the legal aspects of marriage because my divorce was not a very nice and cut clean kind of thing. So we can just have a party. Because the people the thing about marriage is nobody at our wedding knew whether it was legally binding or not.
Right. They were just there to support.
Right. To them, we're married, right? We can operate and move as husband and wife, but we don't have to go file no paperwork necessarily. Like, I don't care about that. Marriage to me is more so the commitment. Do I want a life partner and a commitment with someone? Yes. Does it have to be legally binding? It doesn't have to. Not for me. Like, I don't really care. If that's what he wants, sure. because I know everybody hasn't been married before, so some people want that experience. I've been there, done it, did the divorce too, so it's not really that pressing to me. But the commitment and the longevity of having a life partner, I do want that.
Nice. That's dope. So, Erica, before we get out of here, why don't you let the people know what you're working on, what you got going on, anything that's valuable for the people to know?
Of course. So we actually have our business bootcamp series going on. We actually just concluded our first workshop last week on business funding and grant acquisition. We will have some digital products dropping soon for purchase for those that cannot be in attendance. And our second workshop will be coming up on business and personal credit.
Man, she keep a clip full. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Suited to Serve podcast. We appreciate y'all. Please follow Dr. Erica McCormick. She's a great follow. She's always posting amazing content about things that she has going on. And again, we thank you for tuning in. Hey, be on the lookout for episode number 2 of the Suited to Serve podcast. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.